happier early Christmas, and Marvel has decided to grace us with a little early Christmas present slash Thanksgiving present, I guess. So this video is pretty much going to be about the trailer that dropped for Captain America 3 Civil War, or Captain America Civil War. I don't know if they're ever going to put a 3 in it.
Or Avengers 2.2.
Yeah. Avengers 2 Part 2.
Yeah.
So, alright.
The end of the Age of Ultron.
Of course, I'm going
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I'm going to put out the obvious bias that I have. Like, the Captain America movies have just been very good. Like, even the first one I had kind of issues with. I still enjoyed. And the second one is my favorite movie that Marvel's done, period.
Yeah,
so.
Even my sister, who's not into comic books whatsoever, she didn't really like the first Cap movie, like, at all. She thought it was kind of boring. But she really, really enjoyed Cap 2.
Yeah, I think they figured out how to do it. I think going forward, the Russo brothers are going to be the guys to handle this going forward. So, right off the bat, if you haven't seen it, or whatever reason you clicked on this video but don't want to know what happens in the trailer, trailer spoilers, I guess. And at the end of the video, I am going to go into my theories on it. And granted, I'm not like a great theorist. I'm not going to be like, from this scene where everything was blue, Red Skull confirmed. And then he shows up and everybody's like, holy shit. So I'm just going to kind of come up with some of my basic, from this trailer, what I think is what this movie's going to be about. So right off the bat, Judge, favorite scene in the trailer.
Okay,
or let me rephrase this. Favorite scene or moment? Okay,
it's got to be the one. It's either the one that everybody likes, which I don't think I'm going to personally say. It's the one where, Cap's like, oh, here's my friend. And then Tony was like, so was I. Like, that's the one everybody talks about. Just the fucking look on Tony's face. Like, paints 1,000 pictures, just like, you can see it. He's clearly upset about the whole thing.
Somebody wrote, I love you on your window, by the way.
I can only assume that was Sugar.
Yeah. The cat, tree trunks.
Anyway, but I gotta say, I think that my personal favorite part was at the end of the trailer where, like, Iron Man was, like, on one knee. He's trying to fight off both Bucky and Cap, and they're just, like, team comboing the fucking shit out of his face.
Doing the shield passes back and forth.
That was fucking awesome. Like you and I both agree that Cap 2 has some of the best, like, fighting choreography we've seen in these movies.
Yeah, like, it was kind of my major issue with Jessica Jones, in all honesty. I'm sure Chudge will put that review up before this comes out, but just in case it doesn't, there's a Jessica Jones. I literally watched the entire series the night it came out into the afternoon because it was like 12 and a half hours or so. Like, I only took 2 breaks, I think. One was like a breakfast break, and the other was I had to go to Home Depot real quick. But I mean, like, in break time was probably all of an hour. Like, I just got through the series. I was like, let me knock this shit out. Alright, so my favorite. I kind of want to be different, I think. And I'm going to say my favorite scene, you kind of have to go with the reveal of Black Panther.
Yeah.
And I had a couple little things about it where I'm like, but all in all, he looks pretty cool. Like, it looks like he's going to be finally a human level character that can compete with Captain America, which is pretty cool. He kicked the bejesus out of Bucky. Like, I don't know how that kick actually works, but like, I don't even know how to describe what he did. He turned into a human Beyblade and, like, kicked the shit out of Bucky. So, but I have to say, as much as I like that scene, I have one more that I kind of liked a little bit more, was the Black Widow and Captain America little stay off this, Steve. What are you going to do, arrest me scene? Like, because, like I said, I'm a huge fan of Winter Soldier, the movie and the character. So it was really cool to kind of see, like, they were best of friends pretty much. I saw somebody talk about it, and they're almost like siblings. And I was like, you know what? That is kind of what they are.
Yeah.
So, to see them kind of fighting, but you can tell, like... Alright, I'm just going to go into, like, my theories on it. So if you guys don't like this kind of things, or you're like, oh, this might ruin the movie for me, whatever, moving on. Alright, so what I'm guessing, and this is taking information from not just this trailer, but the D23 footage and stuff like that I was able to kind of scour the internet to find. Alright, so... Again, before anybody leaves something in like the comments about spoilers and shit, you've been warned. This includes D23 footage, anything, any footage, any leaked footage, anything I've seen. Alright, so there's a funeral scene that was leaked. Like, we don't really know too much about it. I'm assuming it's for Agent Carter.
Oh.
I mean, it could be Quicksilver, but I kind of have a feeling like enough time has passed between them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it could, but I got a feeling just because it's like she can't really do anything in the future timeline, so it'd be nice just as like a thank you to do like a funeral scene.
Yeah.
And I got a feeling you're going to see like a terrorist attack at it. Some sort of something, maybe something with crossbones, but I got a feeling he's going to be doing something else. So we know we have Zemo confirmed for the movie, and we have crossbones confirmed. So I'm guessing they're going to kind of set up this thing where they start attacking important stuff. Like, we saw that big explosion in the trailer. It kind of looked like a UN style building, so I'm guessing they're going to attack the UN, but try to like make it look like it was the Winter Soldier that did it.
Right.
So that's why S.H.I.E.L.D. or the government or whoever the fuck it's going to be decide like we have to bring him in. That's when they bring in the Red Hulk, but he's not going to be the Red Hulk in this. So I got a feeling like that's going to be your divide. They're like, Steve, you can't trust him kind of thing. Like the first scene in the trailer, I got a feeling probably doesn't take place right in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
I got a feeling that's gonna happen. Like, Steve's gonna be like, no, he let me live. If he was still confused, he would have killed me. He had the opportunity to kill me. He saved my life.
Yeah.
And they're like, are you sure, Steve? Are you sure you didn't just wash up ashore or whatever? And he's like, no, I saw his hand. I saw him grab for me. I have a feeling that Falcon is going to be the one to set up that scene.
Yeah.
With when Bucky gets his arm caught. I think Ant-Man will probably be in that scene too.
That's the one character we didn't really see too much of in the trailer.
Yeah. I mean, he's heavy, the D23 footage. So I'm assuming they're going to be the ones that try to capture Winter Soldier. Because I'm going to assume at some point we're going to see Winter Soldier before that scene.
Yeah.
Like, S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to go to try to take him in. Cap's going to kind of, like, screw it up. Somebody's going to try to kill the Winter Soldier as opposed to capture him. And that's, like, that scene you see Captain America, like, beating the shit out of some soldiers that kind of look like they're probably American soldiers. I'm guessing it's that scene. Like, they plan to kill Winter Soldier. Like, they don't have orders to capture him. And that's where you kind of get more of that Winter Soldier, Captain America Winter Soldier vibe, where he was like, you know, how can I take orders from somebody that I can't trust when you have orders behind my back? And like Widow's like, you're too close to the source or whatever. And I kind of got a feeling like something like that's going to happen. That's where you're going to start to see Thunderbolt Ross come in. He's going to be like, you know what, I'm taking over this mission. And they're like, I take orders from Fury, and like Fury's out. Nobody knows where he is. Nobody's seen him, whatever. So I assume that's where Cap is going to be like, you know what, I think I'm going to step to the side, whatever. But he's going to start getting tailed, followed by somebody. Yeah. And I assume that's going to be your Agent 13, your Agent Carter, who joined the CIA at the end of Winter Soldier. Because we have seen, like, in the promo posters and stuff, that she's going to be on Team Cap. I assume that's where we're going to start to see him go back to the Avengers compound, get Wanda. Hawkeye will probably be dicking around. I assume Hawkeye is going to have a pretty minor role in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, I think, I mean, as much as I really enjoy Hawkeye, and I would like him to have like a pretty solid part, I just kind of feel like it's probably going to be pretty small. I think Jeremy Renner's just too busy to be doing like real long scenes with this movie. I assume he's showing up at like a fight scene. He's going to be one of the guys that gets like captured by the S.H.I.E.L.D. forces. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm going to call that I haven't seen in anything yet, but I got a feeling that you're going to finally see them? Are the Shield issue Iron Man suits. I think that's going to be something that shows up in this movie.
That'd be cool.
But, all right. So this is potentially a major spoiler. So if you guys want to kind of like skip ahead 5 minutes, if or not. I mean, it's still in, you know, the realm of theory, I guess. So, yeah, skip ahead like a minute if you want. That way you can kind of avoid this. All right, so going right into it now. So, you've been warned. All right, the scene in the trailer where Bucky grabs the arc reactor in Tony's chest, and it's like a silent scene, like they cut the audio out of it. There's a lot of people online, and I even looked at it myself, and it looks like Bucky is saying Steve's dead. Like, if you read Bucky's lips, it really does look like that. Because I saw that, and I was like, oh, I don't know. So I walked back and watched it like 3 times. And I'm like, you know what? It really does look like he's saying Steve's dead.
Wow.
So maybe that's going to be a major turning point. Maybe, you know, maybe he's not actually dead, but Winter Soldier believes he is.
Yeah.
Because I kind of have a feeling at some point you're going to have Iron Man taking assistance from Zemo. Whether Zemo is 100% bad guy, I kind of have a feeling like you're going to have some sort of like somewhere where Tony crosses a line.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's Captain America Civil War, and I'm sure both of them are going to be very much a gray area hero in this movie. Like, neither one is going to be on, like, the moral high ground, like 100%. But I got to feel like Tony's going to be the one to take the step too far.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Winter Soldier is going to seriously injure Rhodey. We had that scene with, like, Iron Man cradling Rhodey. And a lot of people are like, oh, you think that's Rhodey dead? I'm like, no, that wouldn't be in a trailer. Like, that's insane. So I'm guessing he gets seriously hurt. I mean, Winter Soldier packs some serious gear. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, well, how does Cap and Winter Soldier fight Iron Man and War Machine? I'm like, it's a pretty crazy gear. I mean, they took down the iron truck that Nick Fury had. I mean, if he shows up with like a special Shield issue super bazooka or something, some of the other gear he had, some grenades and whatnot, like, he could do it. I don't see any reason why he couldn't have like really good gear. All right, and so that's where I kind of see my divide happening is Cap knows that Bucky is a good guy. He wants to bring him out. And I'm assuming it's not going to be S.H.I.E.L.D., but whatever the group is, whether it's like a new secret task force, whether it's Hammer, whether it's something else, I think it'd be really awesome because they haven't announced, to the best of my knowledge, what Martin Freeman's character is. How fucking baller status would it be if he's Norman Osborn? And we have Hammer. Like, that's the new thing that they're bringing in.
That would be pretty cool.
And they're going to use Hammer to police the superheroes. And, like, that's when they start going after Peter Parker with the Iron Man suited agents and Cap and Bucky and Team Cap. You know, they're the ones that have to, like, save Spider-Man. He's kind of got, like, his ghetto suit on. And they're like, they start talking to him, whatever. And then we get, like, a first fight, and Spider-Man's on their team. He gets captured. Tony grabs him. Tony makes him, like, a really nice suit, and that's how he gets his actual Spider-Man suit.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You know, it's like, oh, it's stretch fabric and blah, 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 and unstable molecules and all kinds of, like, that kind of cool stuff. And, like, Tony makes it for him. Because in my opinion, it's always been weird that somehow Spider-Man just made, like, a super, like... Amazing Spider-Man was at least cool enough to kind of give us, like, a half-ass explanation, like it's made out of, like, a scuba suit, effectively.
Yeah.
So, like, all right.
Grouped together.
But I'm going to call it. I think Spider-Man's going to have a really pretty small part in this movie. I'm kind of guessing. I think Black Panther's going to have a pretty small part. I'm thinking Agent 13 is going to have a really small part, but it's going to be something pretty pivotal.
Yeah.
Maybe she becomes a love interest for Cap. I mean, they're a couple in the comics, effectively. So it's got to move that way at some point, I'm assuming. All right. Any guesses as to other kind of cameos and stuff? I'm still calling him MODOK. I think we're going to eventually see a MODOK cameo. Or at least something kind of leading towards MODOK.
Yeah. It'd be kind of weird if they just threw him in there, just, MODOK, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I would love to see... Eventually, I would love to see MODOK. Because that's the one thing we don't really have, is, like, a lot of, like, the supervillains that we've gotten so far. You know, they had Loki, all those Chitauri guys, you know, there's some of the Asgardians. But, no, even in the Iron Man verse, like, what did we get? You know?
Ironmonger, Whiplash / the Crimson Dynamo, effectively. And then Mandarin.
It's like we haven't really gotten any superpowered villains.
Yeah, I mean, it would be cool. I personally would just like to see MODOK. I like to see what they do with him. In a more serious one, I think we're probably going to see maybe like a Scourge. I think Zemo's going to have a couple more guys on his team. I would love to see Constrictor. I think that would be a really cool one. I mean, he's pretty basic. He's always been a lackey, so like I think that could be a really cool one. He's currently a lackey for Zemo in the comics. Madame Mask could be pretty cool just to give like a female hero, a female villain to fight.
Yeah.
And she has like that past relationship with Tony that you could build on. So there's things you could do with her.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else really to discuss with it. I mean, we both were already super pumped for the movie. I love this trailer. I assume Judge loves this trailer.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So, I'm trying to think if there's like any other kind of weird stuff about the trailer. I think it's been confirmed now that there is no Hulk and no Thor in the movie. A lot of people are like, why? The correct answer is because they're too powerful, really. You can't do a movie about Cap and Tony that has Thor having to fight one of them. Like, he's just too powerful. Same thing goes with Hulk.
They weren't even in the comics, were they?
Well, there's Ragnarok, which is the Thor clone bot thing. Alright, so do you think somebody's going to die? Somebody died in Civil War.
Oh, jeez, I feel like they have to. I just don't know who.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people seem to think Renner's going to die. Like, everybody thought he was going to die going into Avengers 2. Then, of course, we got the, spoiler alert, death of Quicksilver. So, you know, could they kill somebody? Very easily, I guess. Should they? Maybe.
It all depends on who it is and how they do it.
Yeah, I mean, it would be cool if we could get, like, somebody, like, they think Norman Osborn dies, and that's how, like, he becomes the Green Goblin. Like, if he wasn't actually the Goblin, like, he's just a businessman, kind of an asshat.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty cool, just to kind of get him built into the lore of the universe.
Yeah.
I think Marvel is kind of waiting to see if they get Fantastic Four back before they're going to go into, like, Kang the Conqueror, so I don't think we're going to see any sort of, like, foreshadowing for him. But he's, like, the one guy I could see after Thanos as far as, like, what do we do?
And, well, we know we're not getting another Fantastic Four
From Fox.
From Fox.
Yeah, they bumped off their time. I mean, I guess they could still. Somewhere down the line, I think they have a few years to make another one before it would technically go back to Marvel. I've heard a bunch of different rumors, but I don't know. All I can say is I hope whatever it is, Marvel can make a deal to get Fantastic Four. Yeah. I know a lot of people are saying, how cool would it be if Phase 4's first movie was Marvel's Fantastic Four? Like, whatever it is that Fox wants, I would make the trade. If they're like, hey, we want to make movie action, you're not getting X-Men back ever. Like, get Fantastic Four back. Get the relevant properties that everybody wants. Do Phase 4, Fantastic Four, Guardians 3, new whatever the hell you guys want to do. Pick some obscure thing that would be fun. Maybe Ghost Rider, maybe whatever the hell you want to do. That way, if Thor and Hulk have to go away after Ragnarok or Thanos or whatever, and you're not going to have Hemsworth or Ruffalo just kind of kicking around for a while, that's fine, because we need to kind of build up some more high-end superheroes. Maybe a Blue Marvel. Maybe that's a fun one to do. And then, I think the big one you have to do, and to have a lot of fun with it, is the Silver Surfer movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that could look amazing. Maybe you kind of tie it into, like, maybe instead of a, I don't know, whatever weird superhero you want to do, you do Doctor Strange and use Doctor Strange to kind of introduce other heroes. Maybe that's where you'll get a Hellcat, you know, all these kind of cool characters on the side who couldn't really, you know, carry a movie. Like, you could say Guardians had no name recognition, but they got her name out there, or their names out there a couple years ahead. They were pretty smart about it. They started really pushing the comics.
Yeah.
You know, I'm assuming we're going to get more Inhuman stuff. So I think Surfer's a really good one to try to cash in on that. Build up a hero that you could say, you know what, this guy, toe-to-toe, Man of Steel, let's go, bring it. I mean, you could technically, if you keep him completely in space in all of his movies, you can make him as powerful as his comic version.
Yeah.
He could be destroying planets and just being freaking crazy. And knowing Marvel, they're going to give Galactus the right treatment. He's going to look like Galactus. They're not going to, like, sugarcoat it. He's just going to be Galactus, and they're going to make him badass.
Yeah.
I would love to see some of the other Heralds of Galactus in the movie. Like, you could do some really cool stuff. And, like, that could be your intro into bringing Thor back into a movie.
Yeah.
Trying to think of any other characters that would be really amazing. I mean, if you can keep Thunderbolt Ross around, maybe do something with Red Hulk. I know
Actually pretty cool.
there's like a lot of talk about Hugh Jackman doing one Marvel something movie as Wolverine. Maybe you come up with some sort of deal like you have with Sony. You're like, hey, why don't we put Wolverine in one, like, do a what if kind of movie that's not centered in either universe, and just do Old Man Logan or whatever the hell you want to do, just to be like, hey, just as a thank you for, you know, making comic book movies the #1 movie genre in the world.
Yeah.
Here's just something freaking awesome. Personally, I would really like them to save it to do an Avengers versus Justice League and just be like bros about it. Like, hey, you know, Cap will beat Batman, but, you know, Hulk has to lose to Superman, or whatever the hell deal you have to create. As long as it ends with Gal Gadot and Thor having a fucking mega baby. Super god baby of both Greek and Norse heritage that's got all the power. And then he resets the movie verse at the end as a baby. Alright, so I guess we're pretty much going to wrap this video up on that topic. Yeah, I mean, we're both definitely pumped. I guess we'll end it with the final discussion. Batman vs. Superman's first trailer, Captain America versus Iron Man, effectively, first trailer. Who do you think got their point across better? And I want to be fair to DC because they don't have a universe built up.
Yeah.
Just seeing the two trailers, which one do you think was more effective?
See, that's a good question. They both did a really good job. Like, on the DC side, you just had, you know, all that, like, hate going towards Superman, and then, you know, you see some of the Batman stuff, and then...
Yeah, I mean, they definitely set their tone.
Yeah.
But again, I think that's kind of something you have to kind of discount because they have to set their tone.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they don't have any of these characters in universe yet, minus Man of Steel, Superman, so...
Yeah. But I think with Civil War, it's a lot more personal for these characters.
Which I guess is kind of something else you have to kind of discount a little bit, not to keep like.
Oh yeah. So it's apples and oranges, really.
All right. Which are you more pumped to see as of right now?
Oh, fucking Civil War.
I mean, I know a lot of people on the internet are definitely saying Batman versus Superman. I'm kind of with you, but I grew up Marvel. I mean, that's just the way I am. I know some people are like, oh, why can't you like both of them, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's just the way I grew up. It's like, if they made a movie about the Patriots, like, I'm a bigger football fan than I am anything. Like, it'd be cool if they also made one about, the Red Sox. But I'm definitely going to be more pumped for a Patriots movie.
Yeah.
It's just the way I grew up. Like, that's the comics I read, the TV shows I watched. Like, that's the home team to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hate DC or anything. Like, I'm definitely very pumped to see them. I will say I've been a little rougher on them, but at the same time, they've kind of brought it on themselves.
Yeah.
I'm not the one casting relative unknowns and stuff, and I'm just like, that's kind of weird. So, all right. And the last topic, and then we're going to end it. Your predictions. Going to make more money, going to be a better movie. Which way are you putting it?
I just don't know, man. Like, I feel like for people who don't look at trailers, people who don't pay attention, I feel like Batman v Superman, just right there, that tells you enough. That's what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's going to be making more money.
It is also the first one, so it's definitely like, it's the first time on film that Batman is fighting Superman.
I don't know, but I feel like the people who do know about what Civil War is going to be, they're gonna. I just don't know. Like,
all right, I agree with you that I think Batman v Superman is probably going to pull in a little bit more money. Granted, you could always have an Iron Man 3 situation where, Captain America 3 just makes $1.5 billion and it's just a fucking juggernaut. Like, granted, it's got a lot of shit around it, so I don't think it could ever really work that way.
Yeah.
But you never know. It could have a humongous opening. I do kind of feel like comic book movies are dying down a little bit and sort of like, it's humongous, and I think a big part of that is a lot of studios making subpar movies.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, Marvel, and if DC can make their movies good, i.e. better than Man of Steel, because I just didn't enjoy that movie. I'm hoping this is great. That's what I really hope for DC. Like, I hope it's cool. It's got a different kind of taste to it, a different take. I know a lot of people are very pro the fact that their TV universes and movie universe aren't connected. Personally, I think it would be fucking amazing if that Flash was the movie Flash, and then to see his adventures like on TV, and then he shows up in the movies, and like that's how they work it. And you could have that Green Arrow, that Constantine, and then you have Affleck and Superman, whatever, and like they don't have to be in the TV shows, but you can at least reference them with those same characters. Like, I wish that was how they were doing it. I mean, it's just for me. I mean, I think they would save money. You have the Trinity that aren't on the TV, and some of your lower level guys that maybe can't really do a movie. Like, is there really demand for a Flash movie with a really good Flash TV show out right now?
Yeah.
I'm like, I just don't see it. It's like, would I be really hyped for an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. movie with the series on? Not really. I mean, like, I might go see it. I'll be fair. I'll probably go see it, but it's not like something I'm like, yay.
Really hyped for, or really expecting too much from.
Like, as soon as I heard they were going to do a Flash movie and they were like, it's a separate universe Flash, I'm like, well, why? Your Flash TV show is really good. Generally speaking, it's a very popular show amongst your fans.
Like, wouldn't you say that is the best superhero show that's out right now? Or
Either that or Daredevil.
Daredevil, yeah.
Those are the two best, Daredevil and Flash. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. have been really good. It's definitely like one of those kind of wave graph shows. Like, it has episodes where I'm just like, why am I watching this show? But at its best, like, it does a lot of good things right. So I would put it just like a nose ahead of Arrow. Arrow's kind of the same thing. Like, sometimes Arrow is really great. Sometimes it's kind of like, you know, a filler episode, effectively.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people seem to really love Jessica Jones, but I just didn't get on that hype train, you know. And then somewhere at the very bottom, I have Supergirl. Like, I got through one and, like, the opening of the second show where they were like, no, you can't fight bad guys. You got to train. You don't know how to use your powers. Go train in the room that turns off your powers. I was like, what? The fuck does that make sense? I don't get it. Fuck you, show. You and your Kryptonese. That's your Kryptonian, your Kryptonese. Fuck you. Hate a dick.
I think with Jessica Jones is that, like, people are so used to, like, what a comic book movie or a show is like. Granted, Daredevil's a little bit grittier.
Yeah.
But with Jessica Jones, it's just so, like, you could get away with, like, kids watching Daredevil. Maybe not, like, super
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty brutal, like, violence-wise, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Jessica Jones, you could not get away with.
Yeah, that's been a
Showing
big
that
thing.
to
Like, a lot of
kids
people
at
have been
all.
asking, like, hey, my, you know, nephew or brother or son or whatever is a big fan of, like, the Marvel movies. You think they can watch Jessica Jones? I'm like, I don't.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how mature your kid is. I mean, if it's a kid that's like, when I say kid, what I think of as kid, I would say no. If by kid you mean like 14, 15, maybe. I mean, I'm really surprised Marvel went that route with it. Like, I thought they had to do at least one scene. Like, the thing that they didn't show, the Jessica Jones stuff with Purple Man, I was kind of like, I felt like that was kind of missing. And then, like, all that other stuff was pretty graphic, though, so I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, I liked it. I just kind of hope the fighting in Luke Cage kind of goes more towards the Daredevil style or the Captain America style, where, you know, it's more, I don't know, it just looks better in my opinion. Like, that was my major issue with Jessica Jones. Like, the fighting looked like a big step down, kind of. It looked like the Flash style of fighting, where it's very much effects driven and stuff like that. And I was just kind of like neck snaps and super punches that knock people flying backwards. Just like, kind of, I don't know. All right, guys, I guess we're going to wrap this up. I am Dave.
I am successful.
And we'll see you next time. Later.
Bye.
Oh, boy.